So today we'll be covering author Amish Tripathi. Amish Tripathi is an Indian author and well known for his mythological fiction novels. And I had studied mythology, and after studying mythology, like the way it's written in the ancient books, and then reading Tripathi, it's such a delightful thing. It's amazing to read his novels. So Amish was born in Mumbai, Maharashtra, India in 1974. And Amish grew up in a family which was very devout and religious. And that laid the foundation for a lot of his interest in Indian mythology, history, and philosophy overall. And Amish pursued higher education, which is at the Indian Institute of Management in Calcutta, and it is one of the most renowned institutes like IIM. Any of the IIMs, there are very limited number of them. One is for management, and then there is IIT, which is for technology. So he went to IIM, and it's one of the business schools where millions apply and only a few hundreds get admission. So it's where he earned his MBA. And initially he embarked on a career in finance and worked for several years in the banking and financial services industry. And despite a very successful career, Amish's passion for history, mythology nudged him more towards writing. And eventually he became like a full-time author. So his novels are very beautiful, of mythological narratives along with historical texts, and there is a lot of philosophical insight. So that brings you into this imaginative of mythological fiction, and he explores the unique blend of possibilities with mythological fiction and the spiritual themes that stay amidst or what makes it like gripping narrative as you go through his novels. So his first one we'll be going over is Immortals of Melua, and this is part of the Shiva Trilogy series. And the first one in the Shiva Trilogy, so the story is set in the land of Melua, and it's a nearly perfect empire that has been established by Lord Ram centuries ago. And it is known for its immense wealth and highly advanced society that is governed by the rulers who are called as the Suryavamshis. And Suryavamshis are kind of related to the sun, right? And however, their existence itself and their rule is facing existential threats, and that is from the rivals Chandravamshis. And Chandravamshis are closely related to the moon. Suryavamshis to the sun, and Chandravamshis to the moon. So these rivals, and also there is this mysterious set of warriors called as the Nagas, and it's a deformed race of warriors. We'll understand more about them as we go through the trilogy itself. The Meluans believe in an ancient legend that a savior, who they call him by the name Nilkant, he is supposed to emerge and rescue them from all their save them all the troubles by fighting on their behalf. So Shiva is a Tibetan tribal leader. So he arrives in Melua and then seeking safety for his entire group, which is sort of an army of people that are his followers, and he comes along with his new to pursue a new life along with his people. And upon the arrival and consuming what is called as a somras, or a potion, a legendary healing potion, right? And his throat turns blue, and Neel means blue. And Neelkant is basically when his throat turns blue, he is recognized as that prophesized savior by the Meluans. So now begins the journey, right? And now Shiva must accept that this is his destiny, and he has to fight and help the Meluans in their war against the Chandramaushis, who are their rivals. And basically, as Shiva leads the struggle and this war, he begins to question the morality of the war overall, and sort of what is good versus the evil, and about his new role in the fate of the Meluans, and what they're expecting of him, that he is the savior, right? And throughout this journey, he encounters like a wide cast of characters. And this is iconic of Amish Tripathi. He keeps them introducing beautifully. Here, he introduces to the fierce Princess Sati. And in mythology, Sati is the wife of Shiva, and the noble king Daksha of Melua. And Daksha in the mythology is the dad of Sati. And there is also the brilliant scientist Brihaspati. And Brihaspati is very technologically capable, and he is like the technological arm of the Meluans, if you think about it that way. So Shiva's adventures takes him from the high mountains of Tibet or the plateaus of Tibet to the different cities that stretch along the rivers within India, or Melua at that time, right? And there are various cities that have been established in Melua, and he goes and uncovers the deepest layers of conspiracy and the ancient secrets as he travels through these various cities that are situated along the banks of the rivers. And Amish here is weaving an epic tale of heroism and adventure. So it's a profound exploration of destiny and the duty of what we get called for, and the complexities of the moral choices. So there is very rich characters, even though you have read the earlier mythologies, the way Amish describes them and their new roles, it's very interesting. And it is deeply philosophical and filled with ethical dilemmas, like all these different characters. So it's a very, very nice blend of myth, history, and fiction. And it is technological fiction as well. So this offers the readers kind of a captivating narrative that ask you to go and challenge some of the traditional perceptions of myths. And it's a new way you start looking at some of the things. It was a very, very beautiful read. You should start on this first one in case you haven't read it. The Secret of the Nagas. This is the second installment to the Shiva Trilogy. So the story continues, and it again follows the journey of Shiva. So in the second installment, and he needs to fulfill his destiny as Neelkant, the blue-throated warrior. And the story picks up from where it was left off. So Shiva is grappling with the aftermath of the war against the Chandramaushis. Chandramaushis were the rivals of the Meluans, who are the Suryamaushis. So he is picking up in this aftermath of the war against the Chandramaushis. So Shiva is now determined to avenge the death of his friend Brihaspati. So Brihaspati in the first novel meets some kind of a destiny, right? And that's a secret which you will have to read in order to uncover. And Brihaspati's death, according to Shiva, is believed he has been killed by the sinister Nagas. And the Nagas are the deformed, mysterious, and sort of ostracized from the society, but they are a super race of warriors, and they possess like kind of all the best of the best martial skills and the arts. So now Shiva travels to the land of the Brangas and in the pursuit of the Nagas. So now he's pursuing the Nagas, and he discovers a startling revelation, right? And this is what makes Shiva question the true nature of his enemies. The reasons behind the deformities of the Nagas comes to light, and this starts a deep-seated connection to his own life. And throughout this journey, Shiva is accompanied by the loyal crowd or his comrades, his wife Sati, and the warrior who is a warrior princess, and Nandi, who is his devout lieutenant, followed him from Tibet or down to Melua in his first journey down to Melua. So Nandi is his devout lieutenant, and Veerabhadra, his closest friend. So these are his comrades, and now as they kind of go through different territories and confront their deepest fears, they have to face formidable adversaries. So they are really fighting against quite a few, and ultimately they end up in the kingdom of Kashi. So this Kashi is a very vibrant city and becomes a pivotal point in their whole journey, where new alliances get forged and long hidden secrets are also unveiled. So this kind of transports the readers into the host of new intriguing characters that start getting introduced. So this includes Parvateshwar. He's like a staunch Meluan general, and he's very loyal to the Suryavanshi ideals, and he'll do anything for the Suryavanshis, and that's an interesting perspective that brings to the picture, right, when you look at the character of Parvateshwar. And then there is Anandamayi, the enigmatic princess of Ayodhya, and Ganesh, the mysterious leader of the Nagas, and he holds the key to what happened to Brihaspati and the ultimate fate of Brihaspati himself. So this is a narrative that explores the themes of love, friendship, duty, and sort of the moral ambiguity that exists and its overall nature when we come across a time when there is ambiguity. How do we deal with it? So that's the sort of picture you get within this second novel. And Shiva uncovers like the secret of the Nagas as he goes through their secret. He is forced to kind of reconsider the perceptions of right and wrong by himself. How should he view it? What is truth and justice? And they are far more intricate than what he had ever imagined. And this takes you through different turns by introducing different characters and forging new alliances. And now we come up with both of the Vayuputras, and this is the third and the final installment in the Shiva Trilogy. So the novel has to come up with a climax, right? And there is a lot of exploration of good versus evil, and now Shiva himself, he has to prepare for a holy war against his enemies and try to restore the balance to the ancient land of Bharat. So now it brings this whole big area of the ancient land of Bharat or ancient India, but it's referred to as the ancient land of Bharat in this novel. And the revelations in the secret of the Nagas, Shiva is now fully aware of the true sources of evil in this world, and it sort of is tied to the mystical Somras, or the misuse of Somras itself. And it's a portion, right, that we learned from the first novel, The Immortals of Melua, where Shiva drank that Somras and then he ended up with a blue throat. And that established him as the savior of the Meluans. So now Shiva is faced with the facts. He has to really get down deeper into the misuse of the Somras, which is a potion, and sort of what are the impacts of it. Like there is various narratives, and it's a multi-plot thing where there is a sort of environmental damage that is a possibility, and then there is personal deformities that have occurred over time. That's also a different possibility. So this is what now Shiva gets in sort of that collision course, right, to protect like this widespread use of Somras. And that's what he is fighting, standing by the Meluans, and now he has also got to understand the true nature of Somras, and to bring Somras into the world, what had to happen. So now Shiva and his forces, they form different alliances, and then with various tribes and kingdoms. So this includes the enigmatic Vayuputras, and there is some sort of tie that Shiva has with the Vayuputras as well, and a deep, mysterious connection that you will figure out when you read the novel. So now again, Shiva has his loyal followers, his wife Sati, his sons Ganesh and Kartik, and the close friends Nandi and Veerabhadra. So they faced like formidable adversaries in the battle, and this is the ancient world. So now the mythology itself is expanded along with the geopolitical landscape in this final volume. So it introduces new characters and dives deeper into the philosophies that underpin this whole series, and it's a very good climax that you'll end up with, and emotionally enriching, I would say, for a person who knows mythology from the way it is and the way Amish Tripathi has written it. Really hats off to Amish Tripathi. And the novel explores themes of duty, the justice, and cost of the war itself. No matter whether we are fighting it from the good side, what we think is the good side, and the overall costs of the war itself, and what kind of righteous reasons can we come up with whenever we fight any kind of war. And ultimately, the misuse of the Somras, along with its internal struggle that Shiva has to deal with, and his duty. Shiva is seen as a destroyer, right? And this has a lot of personal loss that he has to deal with, and the moral dilemma that he faces. So very nicely woven tale for anybody who even knows the mythology. So they should certainly go and read Amish's Shiva Trilogy. A lot of twists and turns, and nice introduction to the characters in a different light. And this sort of leaves the readers with the contemplation on the nature of evil, and on life and death overall, and the enduring power of faith and love, which stands strong within the whole of this narrative. It's all about the enduring power of both faith and love. So there are other wonderful Amish Tripathi novels. This is like the Ram series. There are 4 of them. The Sign of Ikshvaku, then there is Sita, there is Ravan, and then the 4th one is the War of Lanka, and then there is a standalone called the Suhail Dev, the king who saved India. And these are all very beautiful ones. I have read all of these that are listed here. So I'll bring them up in another video. The Ram series deserves its own. And maybe I'll club the Ram series along with Suhail Dev in a future video. So